Today's episode is about biblical miracles. Okay, we'll start with the definition of a miracle. A miracle is a highly improbable or extraordinary event, development, or accomplishment that brings very favorable consequences. Now we'll talk about the definition of a coincidence. A coincidence is a remarkable concurrence of events or circumstances without apparent causal connection. Coincidence can have favorable or unfavorable consequences. The difference between coincidence and a miracle. Unlike a miracle that acknowledges God, a coincidence does not acknowledge God's power. A miracle can also be considered a blessing from God. Definition of a blessing. A blessing is God's favor and protection. A miracle is supernatural favor from God that cannot be purchased with wealth. Miracles are the solution to every circumstance that seems impossible. When people have no hope, this is when they need a miracle to correct a hopeless situation. In order to receive a miracle from God, you must first acknowledge that He exists and that He is able to resolve your hopeless situation. Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it is impossible to please God. For he that cometh to God must first believe that he exists, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Just like faith possesses hope, depression lacks hope. Job, a righteous man that lost everything except his faith and hope in God. Job, chapter 21, verse 1. Job said, Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord giveth, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Job blessed God and eventually recovered everything that had been taken from him. Miracles are a gift from God to the righteous, and the consequences of sin are gifts of the wicked. In Galatians chapter 6, verses 7 through 9, be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he so reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Thank you for listening to this episode of Biblical Miracles.